Hello and welcome to another video here at AV Forums. This time we're taking you through our recommended picture settings for the LG 55UF950 Ultra HD 4K TV. Now the first thing I need to do is go into the menu system, and you can do this one of two ways. You can either access it through the WebOS homepage, or you can press the settings button on the remote control. Either way, you end up with a set of selections down the right hand side, and you need to select Advanced. That takes you into the menu system, and as you can see, we've got menu selections for picture, for sound, programs, network, general, safety and accessibility. We want the picture submenu. Now first of all, don't forget to make sure you have aspect ratio set to just scan. Once you've done that, you can go into the picture mode settings. There are a number of different picture modes. We're using ISF Expert 1, there's also ISF Expert 2, and there's a cinema mode. However, in testing we found that the ISF modes gave us the best starting point and the most accurate out-of-the-box measurements. Given there are two ISF modes, you can use them to create day and night settings if you want to, and to do that you need to adjust the backlight control. We have it set for 40, which we found was more than bright enough for our viewing environment when watching TV in the evening. If you wanted to create a daytime setting, you could set this higher. We set the contrast to 80 and left the brightness at its default setting of 50. Now these controls can be set to suit your particular viewing environment. To do this you need a test disc. You can find out more information about how to set the contrast and brightness controls by looking on the Picture Perfect page at AV Forums. We left the horizontal and vertical sharpness controls at the default setting of 10, which we found gave us the best looking picture. Obviously this is a UHD panel, so a lot of the content you're watching is not 4K and is actually being upscaled to match the resolution of the panel itself. So a little bit of sharpness isn't a bad thing in this particular case, although normally with full HD panels we would suggest turning sharpness off completely. We've left colour and tint at the default settings of 50 and 0, because we'll be adjusting the colour separately using the colour management system. Now you need to go into the Experts control submenu. In here, make sure you turn dynamic contrast off and super resolution off. Select the standard color gamut, which is the closest to Rec 709, which is the industry standard for the color gamut. Turn edge enhancer off and select a gamma of 2.2, which should be sufficient for the average viewing environment. Then go into the white balance control. Out of the box, this TV was very accurate, so we actually didn't need to use the 20-point control. We found that by using the 2-point alone, we can get an incredibly accurate grayscale. As you can see here, for the high points we have red at 8, green at 0 and blue at -2. And for the low points we have red at 0, green at 0 and blue at 0. Moving on to the colour management system, red is set for saturation at 0, tint at 0 and luminance at 0. Green, saturation 0, tint -6 and luminance 2. Blue, saturation 0, tint 0, luminance 15. For cyan, we have saturation at 0, tint at 0 and luminance at 1. For magenta, we have saturation of 0, tint 0 and luminance of 0. And for yellow, saturation 0, tint 0 and luminance 1. So you can see there's hardly any changes being made here in the CMS, because actually out of the box this TV had a very accurate colour gamut. In fact, generally we'd recommend just using the basic set of selections we've suggested and not bother with the detailed CMS or even necessarily the grayscale, because it really was that accurate out of the box. And you might find that by using these settings on your TV, you're actually doing more damage than good. Moving on to the picture options. Noise reduction off, MPEG noise reduction off, black level at low. We're using an LED local dimming setting of low, which we found gave us nice blacks without too much haloing, which I think is important when you're doing that on the TV. True motion we've got off. Obviously, once again, with film-based content, we recommend leaving true motion off, but if you're watching some fast-paced sports content, you might find it's useful to experiment with the true motion control and find something that suits you. But always, with film content, we recommend leaving it off. And those are our picture settings for the LG 55UF950 Ultra HD 4K TV. You can read the full review at avforums.com/reviews. And you can watch more videos at avforums.com/videos. And why not follow us on Twitter? And like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching.